again to another session in our course of discussion. Now guys, we are still looking at algebraic expression. This is part 2 of this tutorial class. Now we want to looking at the first aspect of the algebraic expression, which is called simplification of group terms. Guys, we have problems and solutions. But before we start looking at this, in simplification or generally in expression question comes in such a way that you don't have equality sign. What I mean is there is no equal to sign there, this equality sign. You don't have it in between the terms that we have there. Are you there? Now, when solving algebraic simplification, all you need to do is to first of all understand that every expression containing numbers of terms can be solved by grouping terms. And how do you group terms? You group them in the order of their arrangement. For instance, if I have A, B, and C in one question, alphabetically, I know A comes first before B, then followed by C. Then similarly, if I have an expression that contains X, Y, and Z, and I am asked to simplify, then I know that by alphabetical arrangement, S comes before Y and Y comes before Z. Then I need to arrange it in that order. Now we have 9x minus 5x minus 8x plus 10x. Now in this question, guys, this is very simple, so simple. All you need to do is to first identify the number of alphabetical letters that are there. And of course, guys, we only have one alphabetical letter there, which happens to be X. So now that we have only one alphabetical letter X there, all we just need to do is to arrange them by what? Sign condition. When I mean sign condition, plus will come first, then followed by minus. So what we are going to do is to first of all put down all the positive S term, then followed by all the negative S term. Now, here we are going to have the first positive S term here is 9. This is 9x and 9s is positive. Then also when we look, we have plus 10x. So it shows that 9s and 10s, they are the positive terms of x that we have in this question. Therefore, we are going to first of all put down 9 and 10, then followed by those ones that are negative. Then we have this as 9x plus 10x, then minus 5x minus 8x. It doesn't matter whether they come in the order of magnitude, that doesn't matter. But what matters here is that plus should come first, followed by minus. So you can take 10 first, plus 10x first before plus 9, whichever case you want to take it. But understand that the arrangement that we are interested in here is plus come first before the negative sign. Now at this point, we'll first of all deal with the positive and also deal with the negative. Now 9x plus 10x, guys, will give us 19x. Now guys, minus 5x minus 8x, you will still have to add these numbers together. Why? Because both of these numbers, they have the same sign, negative. So minus minus will give you a positive result, but the outcome will still carry a negative sign. What I mean now is that since this is minus 5x and this is minus 8x, you are going to sum the magnitudes together. So 5 plus 8 will have given us 13. Now, since we have minus minus, the answer will be what? Minus 13. Now, let me explain it in this order. Alright, let me explain it in this wise. Now, you are owing somebody 5 oranges. As at yesterday, you were owing somebody 5 oranges. Then today again, the person lent you another 8 oranges. That means you borrowed another 8 oranges from the same person. Now, how many oranges are you owing this person? You are going to be owing this person what? 13 oranges. Now, since you are owing this person, then you are going to influence that particular numbers with a negative, and that's exactly what we have here. So minus 5 minus 8x would have given us minus 13x. Now at this junction, guys, we can now remove 13x from 19x. So 19x minus 13x, guys, this would have given us 6x. This is the answer to this very first question. You see how simple it is. Now, number 2, We are given that 5y minus 8y plus y plus 3y. Now, when the first thing you will always do is to first identify the number of what alphabetical letters that are present in any given question. Now, looking at this particular question, the alphabetical numbers here or the alphabetical letter here is just one, which happens to be y. It shows that all the terms here are terms in y. And what do? The only thing we are interested in now is to arrange the positive one first, then followed by the negative ones. Therefore, the positive ones here is this guy, and this guy. Therefore, I'm going to have 5y by the arrangement plus y plus 3y, then minus 8y. The next thing I will quickly do is to add up these positive terms in y. And these positive terms are what? 5y plus 1y plus 3y. And guys, 5y plus 1y would have given us 6y. And 6y plus 3y would have given us 9y. Therefore, we have 9y. And now, minus 8y. Now, 9y minus 8y, guys, we have 1y. And mathematically, we don't accept it to be in this form. Therefore, the answer becomes just y. This is the answer to this very question. Guys, you see how simple this is. Then let's go ahead. We have question number 3 on the board. Now, question number 3, we are asked to simplify to m minus 9n plus minus 5n then plus 14n. 14n. Guys, like I do always say, the first thing you do here is to examine how many letters of the alphabet that are here. Now we have 2 letters of the alphabet, which happens to be what? M and N. Are you there? Yes, we have M and N here. So what do we arrange? The M term first, followed by the word the N terms. Are you there? Now understand that while we are making this arrangement, plus we always come first if we have it. Now at this point, I have these 2m as plus, and I will check again if I have any other term in m. Yes, of course, minus 5m is a term in m. So I have 2 terms in m and also 2 terms in n. Now, the first term in m is positive, which is 2m. I will pull down 2m. Then the next term in m is minus 5m. Then I will pull down minus 5m. I am done with the m functions. Are you there? Now we will now move towards the n. Now for the n, I have minus 9n, which is negative, and I have plus 14n, which is positive. And now by the rule that we have been using, plus 14n will come first, followed by what? Minus 9n. Therefore, guys, we are going to have plus 14n, positive come first, then minus 9n, guys. When we remove 5n from 2m, we are going to have minus 3n, because I've told you time is not number, that anytime you remove a bigger number from a smaller number, the outcome will always be negative. So therefore, this will have given us minus 3n. Now, when we remove 9 from 14, we are going to have 5, and that will give us 5 plus 5n. Now we remove a smaller number from a bigger number, and our answer turns out to be positive. Then the next thing we are quickly going to do now is that we cannot stop this question here. Why? I explained earlier that when you have arrived at a point that happens to be your final answer and you have plus and minus, ensure that the positive one comes first, followed by the negative. This is the way it is accepted. Therefore, we are going to have plus 5n, then minus 3n. This is the best notation for this question. Alright, this is how this aspect of algebraic simplification is all about. Now, the next question we have there is 2p. So we have it to be question number 4. 2p minus 3q, then plus 5q minus 8p minus 4q. It's as simple as this. Now here, all we need to do is to identify, like I said, the first thing you always do is to identify the numbers of alphabetical letters that are present in any given expression. Now, in this expression, we have P and Q as the alphabetical letters that are present here. Then what do? I need to separate P from Q. And while I am separating this, I'm taking this step, I must ensure that plus comes first. So now let's identify the terms in P and also the terms in Q. So now this is a term in P, and alphabetically P comes before Q. So we are going to start arranging from P, then lastly to what? Q. Then this is also a term in P. We have two terms in P, and the remaining three terms are terms in Q. So we want to first of all pick the P terms first. And now the first P term here is 2P. Now the next P term is minus 8P. We are done with the P's. Now we will come to the Q's. Now for the Q's, guys, we understand that plus will come first. So among the Q's that we have here, plus 5Q is the only positive that we have there. Then we will have to first of all take plus 5Q, then followed by 3Q, now followed by 4Q. Now, I will solve these two, then work on these three. 2P minus 8P, guys, we are going to have 6P. And that will give us minus 6P because we are removing a bigger number from a smaller number. Therefore, this will have given us minus 6P. Now, for the Q's, we are going to have plus 5Q, which happens to be positive among the Q's. Then minus 3Q minus 4Q will give us minus 7Q. Yes, minus 3 minus 4 is minus 7. So we are going to have minus 7Q. Now, at this point, we still have two terms of Q. And we can remove 7Q from 5Q. And when this is done, we are going to have minus 6P plus 5Q minus 5Q minus 7Q would have given us minus 2Q. So guys, at this point, we will have minus 2Q. Now, this is the answer to this question. But guys, understand that for some of us that are writing objectives, you may not have your answer here. Why? Because these two terms that we have here, they have something in common. Now, if for instance you are dealing with just pen and paper work, you can stop here and you have a reasonable mark. But for those that are writing objectives, JAM student, YX student, the objective option you have there, you can have a question like this you are asked to simplify. And when you come down to the options, you will discover that nothing of this nature is there. In fact, everything there, they are factorized. That shows that you need to factorize this. And how do we factorize this? We need to know what is common between this first term and the second term. Now, first I have minus common between them. So I'll put down minus. Now, I will now check out. Of course, P and Q have nothing in common, but their coefficient, let's check if we have anything in common. Of course, the coefficient of P is 6 and the coefficient of Q is 2. Now, 2 can go into 6. In other words, 2 is common. Then you open a bracket. All you need to do now is to put down the first term, which is minus 6P, divided by this minus 2. Now, minus divided by minus is plus. 6 divided by 2. We are going to have 3P left. So we have 3P. Now the next one we have there is minus 2Q over this minus 2 as a factor also. Now guys, minus divided by minus is plus. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. That means we are left with what? 1Q. Which is same thing as just Q. This would have been the answer to this very question we had on the board. Now finally guys, let's look at question number 5. Now, in question number 5, this happens to be the solution to question number 5. And now, the next thing we are quickly going to examine here is to note the number of letters of the alphabets that are here. Yes, we have X, second we have Y, and third we have Z. Therefore, we are going to be arranging this question in the order of their alphabetical order. Now we know that X comes before Y, Y comes before Z, right? So all we need to do now is to come here. Hence, we have, this is a function of X and this also is a function of X. So now, we are going to put down the positive which happens to be X, then followed by what? Minus 4X. We are done with the term x. Now we come to the term y. For the y's, we also have two terms, which happens to be this guy and this guy. So we have minus 3y and we also have plus 10y. Understand that positive come first. So we are going to have plus 10y come first, then followed by minus 3y. We are done with y's. Then we come to z. For the z aspect of it, we have minus 3z and we also have plus 8z. Now still following the condition that positive come first, we are going to have plus 8z minus 3z. Easy. Guys, the next thing we are quickly going to do here at this very point is to remove 4x from 1x. Now, 4x, now 1x minus 4x, we are going to have minus 3x. Of course, when you remove 4 from 1, you are going to have a negative result. Understand that anytime you remove a bigger number from a smaller number, you have a negative result. So that's exactly what we have. So we are removing 4 from 1. Then we have minus 3. Now, for this case of y, well, we have 10, we have here 10y minus 3y, and 10y minus 3y, guys, is 7y, and that happens to be what? Positive 7y. Then finally, we have plus 8z minus 3z. And when we remove 3z from 8z, guys, we have plus 5z. Now, the next thing we do here is that it will be better for us to arrange this question in an order whereby the positive term comes first, followed by the negative, or in the situation whereby we have the first term to be positive, where the negative term can be at the middle or at the last end, right? So at this point now, we will arrange this question to be 7y plus 5z minus 3x. This is the answer to this very question. Guys, welcome to the end of this first session in algebraic expression. Now we have successfully solved 5 questions under simplification of group terms. Are you there, guys? So the next option now is to head on to what? Factorization. But before we look at factorization, there is an aspect of simplification of group term that we are quickly going to be examining, which involves bracket. Guys, thanks for watching. Do consider subscribing to this YouTube channel if you have not done so, and ensure that you turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime we upload mind-blowing content. Don't forget to like this current video you just watched, and ensure you share this video to your friends and your enemies included. Guys, stay tuned to this channel as it will be a blessing to your academic pursuit. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys in